What's up YouTube, this is Boxing X89 guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest tech profile video for August 2021, and today guys we're going to be looking at my Gunkin Dino Rabbit deck. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that the channel does have a subscriber goal by December 10th of this year. If the channel breaks 2,000 subs, I will be hosting the biggest giveaway this channel has had on it, and that's what I call the year in review giveaway. Basically, the giveaway starts off with one box of each of this year's Core Booster sets. So one box of Blazing Vortex, one box of Lightning Overdrive, one box of Dawn of Majesty, excuse me, and one box of Breaker of Destiny. I think that's the call. What's the set called? It comes out November, but still, we break 2,000. The giveaway starts with those four, and if we break any further sub goals that I have written up on my community tab, I'll be adding even more product into the giveaway. So guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber gets us closer to that goal and unlocking this giveaway. This is something I really want to do for you guys, but I need the help. I need your help to grow my channel so we can actually celebrate this together. With that being said, I'm going to tell you this right now. When I first saw the Suship archetype in the Dawn of Majesty, I immediately fell in love with it. It was a little bit offbeat, but the effects were kind of insane. There's a Xyz-based archetype built around one particular vanilla, and just going off of that, the reason why I wanted to add the Dino Rabbit engine into the Suship was because the Dino Rabbit engine also utilized vanilla monsters as basis for building their Xyz monsters. So I felt it was a much more natural fit, and it allowed you to put Xyz monsters on the board that can interfere with your opponent's turn. And to me, that was a little bit more important than maybe taking cards out of your opponent's deck before they could see them, like what the Time Thief builds do. So I can tell you right now, this deck is only going to get better and stronger as time goes on this year. I know we're getting more support for the Gunkin archetype in Breakers of Destiny in November, and even some indirect support in this year's Mega Tins. But without further ado, we're jumping right into this profile. Starting off, we got 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit. Now this little bundle rabbit is ready to hop into action. I am not sorry for any puns. Alright, while this card's in the field, you can banish this card and special summon from your deck 2 vanilla monsters of the same level and name onto your field, and from there you're building into your Xyz plays. Very simple and straightforward. It just works very well, and it does help out the Suship archetype. Moving forward, I did select Megalo Smasher X for the dinosaurs, as well as Sabersaurus. Primarily the reason why I chose both of these cards was basically because of their attacks. Megalo Smasher X is 2,000 while Sabersaurus is 1,900. If you like other vanilla, level 4 vanilla dinosaurs, please change the ratios to what you feel is necessary. Alright, moving next, we have the 3 copies of the Gunkin Suship. Sorry, this is the vanilla that makes the entire archetype go. You should not be running anything less than 3. Anybody that says you should be running less than 3, they're lying to you. Okay? It's very important to get this card either onto your field or into your hand as fast as possible, and the rest of the cards actually do help you set that up. And the other card that was paired with Shari in the set was Gunkin Suship Ikora. Now Ikora, you can special summon this card onto the field if you already control Shari, which is awesome. But if not, you can normal summon it and then excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. Any Suship cards you can add to your hand. You can pick any one Suship card from those 3 that are excavated, add to your hand. The others are shuffled back into your deck. Typically, what you want to be doing is you want to be aiming to get the vanilla into your hand ASAP, and there is a spell that can actually help you set that up. And last but not least, To help interfere with your opponent during a turn, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Pretty much anytime your opponent touches their deck, to search monster, send a monster from the deck to the graveyard, or special summon from the deck, you get it. You can Ash them and just negate it. Next up, we have 1 copy of Call by the Grave. Okay, Call by the Grave, a great anti-hand trap card. Also can stop other graveyard effects from going off. I know some people might think it's a little bit too powerful because it shuts down both players from using one particular monster effect for a couple turns. But anytime you have blanket effect negation that cuts both ways, it's not broken, it's actually fair. And this card is unjustly on the limited list because of that. Great copies of Fossil Dig. Search for your dinosaur monsters to add in your hand because sometimes you want to use your normal summon to bring out your dinos. Next up, we got 3 copies of the Gunkin Suship Seaside Supper Site, and 1 copy of Terraforming. So essentially you're running 4 copies of this field spell. Anytime when you summon a Suship monster on the field while this card's face up, you can actually take a Suship monster, specifically Shari, and place it on the top of your deck. Alright, this combined with a card can actually get you your Shari into hand, and that actually plays into this field spell's other effect. If one of the Suship monsters are destroyed or sent to the graveyard, your opponent has to pay life points equal to that monster's defense points, and then you can special summon Shari from your hand and immediately exceed summon with that single copy of Shari, and bring out another Suship monster from your extra deck. That secondary effect is really going to start shining once we get more Suship Exceeds monsters in Breakers of Destiny, but hey, right now it still does its work, and the effect damage can help whittle down your opponent's life points, so that's always good. Next up, we got 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Again, get your cards back into the field to continue building your Exceeds monsters. 1 copy of Pot of Harvest. Recycle your materials back into your deck so you can continue your Exceeds plays. Two copies of Ready Fusion. Pay 1,000 life points and you're special summoning a level 6 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck onto the field. It can attack and it's destroyed by the end of the turn, but typically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be getting your effect monsters on, you're going to be getting your fusion monsters onto the field, typically the level 4 ones, and you're using that to build into your Exceeds monsters. Next up, 2 copies of Unexpected Die. Special summon a card, a vanilla monster from your deck onto the field. Really easy. It's 1 vanilla monster, but hey, it works. And then of course we have 1 copy of Upstart Goblin, 39 card deck. This deck doesn't mind giving your opponent an extra 1,000 life points. Next up we got the Gunkin Suship Daily Special. This card, normal trap, can actually be able to use to recycle your Suship stuff back into your deck and get you an extra draw. So actually pretty good. Next up we have 2 copies of DDD, Different Dimension Derby. Oh, Derby I love because whenever you exceed someone with using a vanilla monster as a material, you get to target one of your opponent's monsters and banish it. And last but not least, 3 copies of Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Anytime your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand, in the graveyard, or when it's banished, you can just negate that effect and hit them with 2,000 points of effect damage. And with this card being in the main, you can pretty much guess what's in the extra as well. Okay, that's it for the main deck. On to the extra deck, we got 3 copies of the Gunkin Suship Ichoroclast Dreadnought. Okay, now, if you see summon this card with Suship monsters, you gain various effects. If you use Shari, you can draw a card, which is awesome. If you use Ikora, this card allows you to attack twice. Very cool. And anytime one of your Gunkin Exceeds monsters inflicts battle damage to your opponent, this card can target 1 card on your opponent's field and pop it. So yeah, it's going to give you a little bit more of a field control presence once we start getting more support cards coming through. Alright, for the Dino Rabbit part, we are running 2 copies of Evil Czar Dolga. 2 materials, Dinosaur Monsters creates a dragon, and this dragon negates monster effects and destroys the monster. And best part about it, it's not a hard once per turn, which means you can use both materials in the same turn. Very awesome. And of course, we also got 2 copies of Evil Czar Logia. Logia is essentially a walking solemn judgment. Detach 2 materials, and you're basically saying no to the activation of a spell or a trap, or the summon of a monster. Alright, moving on, we have 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. Natural fit in this particular deck, primarily because of Megalo Smasher, can power boost itself, and basically has a quick effect to shut down graveyard effects. So, yeah, definitely a welcome addition into the deck. We got Dagasto Umbral. Now, typically, when I use this card in a lot of decks, it's just to recycle 3 cards into the deck and draw 1 card, which is the first effect. But now that we have vanilla monsters in the deck, the second effect can actually come into play. You detach a material, target a non-effect monster in your graveyard, and then you get to special summon it back onto the field. More Shari means more Suship shenanigans. So definitely yes. And of course, to go along with the Gravedigger Trap Hole, Trap Check Rafflesia, basically you're sending a Gravedigger Trap Hole from your deck to your graveyard, and its effect becomes that, and we know what Gravedigger Trap Hole does, so yes. Next up, we have Tornado Dragon. Quick effect that can actually beat back row hit. Very good. And then, because we do run a lot of non-number monsters in the extra, I am running 1 copy of S0 Utopic Future, and of course, you can link climb into F0 Utopic Drago Future. Basically, these cards can actually swipe your opponent's monsters, depending on situations. You have to attack first with this card. It can't be destroyed by battle. And then you can take the monsters, and this card just take the monster outright. He will only take the monster until the end phase, but he will turn around and take the monster permanently. So yeah, just a great way to round out the deck. And the level 4 future monsters I'm running are the Mud Dragons. Typically I like the Mud Dragons in there basically because you can change the attributes and prevent your opponent from targeting your monsters, such as maybe, I don't know, Rescue Rabbit, from being targeted by your opponent's card effects. So yeah, not a bad card, and you can just start building into your Xyzs from there. Guys, that is it for my Gunkin Dino Rabbit deck profile for August 2021. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to help this channel break this subscriber goal by the end of the year. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Look at and check out the links for my affiliates, tcgplayer.com as well as sidedeckversus.com. Great resources for any Yu-Gi-Oh player. Follow me on social media, and guys, until next time, peace.